Hey, welcome. Today, we are going to talk about a tool that will totally level up your professional English, making you sound clearer, more natural, and way more fluent. We're talking about relative clauses. You know that feeling when you're in a meeting or a conversation and you need to add some details about a person or a project, but you feel like every sentence is just clunky? It's a super common challenge. So, how do you add that extra information smoothly? Well, guess what? The answer is exactly what we're diving into today. Relative clauses. This is the secret sauce that native speakers use all the time to weave their ideas together and sound so natural. So here's our game plan. We'll kick things off with a real-world dialogue. Then we'll break down the difference between essential and extra info, get into the two main types of clauses, and wrap up with a grammar toolkit you can start using right away. Okay, first up, let's just listen. We're going to eavesdrop on a quick chat between two colleagues. Your job? Just pay attention to the little phrases they use to add extra details about people and projects. So the first person says, "Have you met the colleague who leads our innovation team? She just presented a brilliant new idea." Did you catch that phrase, "who leads our innovation team"? And the reply comes, "No, I haven't, but I know that the team, which has grown a lot this year, is doing great work." See that? Commas on both sides of that extra piece of information. Then the first speaker adds, "Yes, and the startup that our company invested in last month is already showing results." Interesting. No commas this time. And to finish it off, I heard their CEO, who is known for strong leadership, will visit our office next week. And there they are again, those commas. All right, so you've heard them in action. Now let's put on our detective hats and figure out the why behind what we just heard. So this is the million-dollar question, right? Why do some of those phrases have commas and others don't? What's going on there? Okay, and here is the absolute key to understanding all of this. In that first sentence, the colleague who leads our innovation team, that information is essential. Without it, you'd be asking, wait, which colleague are you talking about? But in the second one, the team, which has grown a lot this year, we already know which team. The fact that it's grown is just, a nice bit of extra info. And this difference between must-have info and nice-to-have info, well, that's what gives us our two official grammar terms. Let's give them their proper names. First up, we have the defining relative clause. And the name says it all, right? It defines or identifies who or what you're talking about. Like in this sentence, the employee who developed the new system received a promotion. That clause tells us exactly which employee we mean. And the big rule, the number one thing to remember, absolutely no commas. And on the other side, we have the non-defining relative clause. This one is all about adding extra bonus information, stuff that's interesting but not essential. For example, our CEO, who has over 20 years of experience, supports innovation. We already know who our CEO is. The experience part is just an added detail. And the rule here is just as important. You have to use commas. So let's just put this all in one place. Defining clauses, no commas, and you can totally use the word that. Non-defining clauses, you must use commas, and this is a big one, you can never use that. Really, really lock that one in your memory. Okay, you've got the theory down. Now for the fun part. Let's build your practical toolkit so you can actually start using these with confidence, like tomorrow. So here's your cheat sheet for picking the right word. It's pretty simple, actually. We use who for people and which for things or ideas. Where is for places and whose is for possession, like the guy whose car is blue. And remember our special rule for that? It can stand in for who or which, but only in those defining clauses, the ones without the commas. Let's listen to how this sounds. Here are some defining clauses. The colleague who manages our team encourages creativity. The startup that we partnered with is growing quickly. You hear that? It's just one smooth, flowing idea. No breaks. Okay, now for the non-defining ones. Listen for the little pause the commas create. Our manager, who believes in open communication, organizes weekly check-ins. The new platform, which was designed to increase efficiency, has helped the whole team. That little pause is like saying, "Hey, here's some extra bonus info for you." So really, we can boil this whole thing down to two simple steps. When you're writing or speaking, first, just ask yourself, is this information essential for my listener to know who or what I mean, or is it just extra detail? And then you act. If it's essential, no commas. If it's extra,
pop those commas in. It really is that simple.
If you remember just one thing, let it be this. Defining clauses identify. They point to a specific person or thing. Non-defining clauses just add detail to something we already know. That's the core difference. All right, now it's your turn to put this into practice. Think about your job, your company, a project you're working on. Can you describe a person or a thing using one of these clauses? Go ahead, try it out right now. That is how you're really going to make it stick.